Good evening, live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman Television. Here we present to you tonight's news bulletin. First, the headlines. 98 new cases of COVID-19 are registered in the Sultanate, plus 1 death and 238 cases recovered. Oman Radio and Television is working to deliver an objective and transparent media awareness campaign on COVID-19 through various TV and radio programs. And U.S. crude oil futures collapses below $0 for the first time in history. Good evening once again, and thank you for joining us. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. The Minister of Health announced 98 new confirmed cases of COVID-19 plus 1 death, which brings the total number registered in the Sultanate to 1,508, including 8 deaths. The Minister of Health stresses that 238 cases have been recovered. Within the efforts to limit the spread of COVID-19, the ministry advises all citizens and residents to keep on washing hands with water and soap. Avoid touching the face, nose, mouth and eyes. Follow hygienic habits when coughing and sneezing. Adhere strictly to social distancing instructions. Stay at home and not to go out unless absolutely necessary. Adhering to isolation and social distancing will prevent you, your family, and the community from COVID-19. Stay safe. Discussing the requirements of the return of normal life and business after the end of the coronavirus crisis topped the discussions of Their Excellencies, the Undersecretaries of the Ministry of Health and the Gulf Cooperation Council through video conference. The meeting also reviewed the preparation of laboratory tests of the diagnosing cases of the coronaviruses and discusses the steps taken to protect health practitioners along the financial effect of the pandemic on the health sector in general and the importance of measuring it. The meeting was attended by His Excellency Dr. Mohammed bin Saif Al Husni, Undersecretary of the Ministry of Health for Health Affairs. The Center of Operation Management for COVID-19, operated by the Directorate General for Health Services Governorate of Muscat, works round the clock. More details in the following report. COVID-19 Muscat Operational Center is a center for responding to all related COVID-19 in the Governorate of Muscat. It's operated by the Directorate General of Health Services and located at the Higher College of Technology, Muscat, and works around the clock. The center is an integrated venue for receiving notification and following up data entry regarding the coronavirus COVID-19. It facilitates coordination among the teams concerned with the pandemic. The center is being provided with all technical requirements to carry out the mission and follow up on suspected and infected cases, in addition to undertaking surveillance. The center consists of 12 teams, among which is the data management teams for suspected and confirmed cases of coronavirus, epidemiological surveillance. It is assigned with the receiving and following forms of suspected cases notification, in addition to reviewing reports and ensuring their validity and completeness. With us on telephone call is Dr. Thamra bint Saeed Al Ghafiriya, Director of Planning and Studies, member in the Regional COVID-19 Operation Center. Dr. Thamra, thank you for joining us at Oman Television.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Now, Dr. Thamra, we have, of course, gone through this particular video here on the center, operational center. Could you elaborate more on the role of the Regional Operational Center in responding to COVID-19?
Yes, as you correctly said, the regional COVID operation center is under the direct command of the Directorate General of Health Services in Muscat region. So basically what it does, it executes the policies and the guidelines that comes from the national medical and public health response teams. It oversees all the actions and the activities that are put in place to prevent and control the transmission of COVID-19. The center also provides the necessary and the comprehensive coordination and the support within the sectors involved in managing COVID-19. And also, it's important to mention that the center really exerts every effort to enhance the capacities towards screening, detection, and managing cases of COVID-19.
In these particular cases, what are the teams involved in the center?
When the center initially started, it started with a task force that was in January 2020, but as the cases were increasing and with the cases surging and building up, more and more teams were involved in managing these cases. So I can, for example, there are currently 13 teams working hand in hand to deliver and do all necessary to control COVID-19. So I can very quickly go through some of the teams. We initially had a team taking care of the ports of entry. Here I meet the Muscat International Airport and also the seaports. We had the primary healthcare and supportive services, which is a very essential team because, as you all know, it's the first line of defense and it's the gate for everyone through healthcare. We have the infection prevention control team that does all the training and providing the necessary supplies. We've got the disease surveillance and response team that takes care of the suspects, the positive cases, and the contacts. We have the health information team, system team. We've got the health services for isolated and people who are under quarantine. And of course, this team is very important because they are the ones who deliver all the support and even the mental and psychological support for people who are under quarantine. And of course, there are other teams that provide on a daily basis the logistics, like the pharmacy, medical supplies, the admin, the finance, and so forth.
Dr. Thabra, have you encountered any challenges?
Well, definitely when you deal with a public health emergency such as an infection, there are certain challenges. And I guess these challenges are constant internationally across almost the world. Everybody knows about the shortages of supplies that everyone is talking about. However, with all the efforts from the national committees to make all these supplies available, we are really doing well so far. There is other challenges are really to the media and the role of media in creating the awareness for the public to really stay at home and stay safe. Because if you think about it, the core and the essence of preventing this disease is really the community, is to stay home, stay safe, and keep on practicing hand washing. If everybody does what it's supposed to do, I think we will all be safe.
Dr. Thabra, thank you very much for speaking to us on Oman Television. We really enjoy the wonderful collaboration of all 13 teams. We wish you all the best, and we hope that the message will reach to each and every one. Thank you very much. Here in Oman Radio and Television, people are working to deliver an objective and transparent media awareness campaign on COVID-19 through various TV and radio programs and news bulletins and through social media platform. Media specialists work relentlessly around the clock to deliver the viewers and listeners unbiased and immediate media content about the updates on COVID-19 and other critical news. News correspondents and other media staff as well move to the centers of events to make available information about COVID-19 and works in hand with other authorities to encourage the public to observe preventive measures and instill confidence in the national efforts in combating the current pandemic. In the middle of the crisis, the Omani TV shows and news bulletins deliver updated facts and guidelines to citizens and residents. At an early hours of day, Oman channels host Qahwat al-Sabah morning show that brings to viewers the latest news on the pandemic. After the midday, the Omani channel provides lessons to 12th grades to assist them in their study in preparation for their exams. At night, the program for Your Safety delivers account on preventive measures and the national efforts in combating COVID-19. Oman oil price June delivery amounted to $21.85 per barrel. Oman oil price witnessed a decrease of $3.02 compared to yesterday's price. It's worth mentioning that Oman oil price average for May delivery amounted to $34.85 per barrel, decreasing around $19.77 compared to April 2020 delivery. U.S. crude oil futures collapsed below zero on Monday for the first time in history amid a coronavirus-induced supply glut, ending the day at a stunning minus 37.63 a barrel as desperate traders paid to get rid of oil. Brent crude, the international benchmark, also slumped, but that contract was nowhere near as weak because more storage is available worldwide. While U.S. oil prices are trading in negative territory for the first time ever, it is unclear whether that will trickle down to consumers who typically see lower oil prices translate into cheaper gasoline at the pump. As billions of people around the globe stay home to slow the spread of the novel coronavirus, physical demand for crude has dried up, creating a global supply glut. Still to come in our news bulletin. A group of ambitious youth in the Wilaya of Saham invest their time in making beautiful artistic pieces from wood remains.
Non-compliance with the directives of the Supreme Committee dealing with coronavirus COVID-19 exposes you to risk and legal action. Stay safe.
Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. Asyad Group announced that it transported around 22,000 TEU containers since the start of this year. It also announced that the number of direct routes linking the Sultanate ports with international and regional ports reached 200 since the breakout of coronavirus. Asyad as well as announced a number of facilitations in the Omani ports in order to help Omani traders to directly import goods and cargoes. Since the dawn of history, Oman was a leading country in the maritime commercial activity thanks to its unique geographic location. As per the indices of Asyad Group, the shipping lines through the Sultanate ports witnessed a noticeable growth as Oman ports now are linked with 86 ports in 40 countries worldwide with around 200 trips weekly. Oman Shipping Company, which is under the umbrella of Asyad Group, stated that it transported over 22,000 containers since the start of this year through the shipping routes linking between Omani and Indian ports with Gulf routes. This comes within Asyad Group efforts to strengthen the direct import and export and provide solutions for Omani traders. Asyad also played a primary role in facilitating communication process and made it direct between traders and importers as well as commercial team of its group. It's worth mentioning that Oman Shipping Company has fleet consisting of 55 ships linking the Sultanate ports with international ports. Mazoon Dairies company confirmed its continuation at production plans to cover the Sultanate's markets with milk products as corona pandemic increased globally and demand increased locally with the approach of the holy month of Ramadan. The company pointed out that it increased the production process at its factory in the wilaya of the Sinada, in addition to increased marketing and sales team, as well as expanding its market coverage in order to cover various outlets around the Sultanate. The company also will launch daily cruises to wilaya of Dibba in the governorate of Musandam to ensure the governorate daily needs of fresh milk. A group of ambitious youth in the wilaya of Saham in the governorate of North Al-Batna invested their time in making beautiful artistic pieces from wood remains as they adhere to the instructions of the Supreme Committee dealing with COVID-19 developments of staying at home. The youth, in cooperation with youngsters, are working hard to recycle the discarded wooden pieces into furniture such as tables, chairs and desks, as well as another beautiful pieces to decorate public places. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. 98 new cases of COVID-19 are registered in the Sultanate, plus 1 death and 238 cases recovered. Oman Radio and Television is working to deliver an objective and transparent media awareness campaign on COVID-19 through various TV and radio programs. And U.S. crude oil futures collapses below zero for the first time in history. And with that, we do conclude this news bulletin brought to you live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman television. Thank you for joining us, and do stay at home. Follow all the precautionary measures.